Good day, everyone. We are group number 2, composed of Miss Pilar Venga Cruz, Miss Shane Lian de Guzman, Miss Lian Filemon, Mr. Adrian Silvestre, and yours truly, Miss Eileen Balan. We are here to present the Commission on Higher Education, or CHED. The CHED was established on May 18, 1994 through the Republic Act No. 7722, or the Higher Education Act of 1994. The Commission is independent and separate from the Department of Education and is attached to the Office of the President for administrative purposes. It supervises and monitors both public and private institutions or higher education, as well as degree granting programs and all post-secondary educational institutions. The Commission is composed of 5 full-time members, with the chairman appointed by the President of the Philippines, and 4 commissioners who must be academicians known for their high degree of professionalism and integrity and shall belong to different academic specializations. The vision of Commission is to have a Philippine higher education system that is equitable and produces locally responsive, innovative, and globally competitive graduates and lifelong learners. On the other hand, its mission is to promote equitable access and ensure quality and relevance of higher education institutions and their programs. The CHED office is currently located at the Higher Education Development Center building along C.P. Garcia Avenue in Diliman, Quezon City. Pursuant to the Higher Education Act, CHED is mandated to promote relevant and quality higher education, placing education as a central strategy for investing in the Filipino people and ultimately building national competitiveness to reduce poverty in the country.
The Commission is also mandated to ensure that quality higher education is accessible to all, especially to those who may not be able to afford it. The Commission shall also protect academic freedom for the advancement of learning and research and the development of responsible and effective leadership in education. Additionally, CHED shall commit to eradicating corrupt practices, institutionalizing transparency and accountability, and encouraging participatory governance within the Commission. The Commission also has the power to formulate and recommend development plans, policies, priorities, and programs on higher education and research, including priorities and grants on higher education. CHED is empowered to monitor and evaluate the performance of higher learning institutions and to impose sanctions for non-compliance, such as, but not limited to, diminution or withdrawal of subsidy, recommendation on the downgrading or withdrawal of accreditation, program termination, or school closure. The Commission's functions also include the review of charters of institutions of higher learning and state universities and colleges, including their chairmanship and membership of the governing bodies, and carry out other functions as may be necessary to ensure the continued enhancement, growth, and development of higher education in the Philippines.
The Commission on Higher Education issued Memorandum Order No. 104 in 2017, or the revised guidelines in the implementation of the Student Internship Program in the Philippines, or SIPP. This program aims to provide students with an opportunity to complement their formal learning with practical knowledge, skills, and desirable attitudes, and to gain hands-on experience in recognized host training establishments, or HTEs. The Commission on Higher Education issued these guidelines in order to promote the well-being of higher education students or the college students, to guarantee their quality of earning and exposure, and to ensure their safety while undergoing internship, considering the nature of the program that they will be assigned to different HTEs while under the supervision of their college or higher education institution. Specifically, the program aims to strengthen the implementation of the local internship through collaborative effort of the academe-industry linkage among the participating HEIs and partner institutions or establishments. It was also established to enrich the degree programs being implemented in the country's higher education institutions to appropriately respond to the needs of the industry. And ultimately, it aims to enhance the knowledge and skill acquired in formal education of student interns through employer-based training in order for them to become more responsive to the future demands of the labor market.
The implementing guidelines outline specific instructions for all stakeholders. For student interns, they are required to pass the HEI's qualification for internship program and must have taken all their major subjects before taking the SIPP. Additionally, they must be 18 years old at the start of the internship period, and their parents must give their consent prior to their participation in the SIPP. For the agency itself, CHED is required to display in conspicuous places the guidelines on student internship for the student interns guidance and reference. HEI's internship plan for the particular internship program must also be made available to students. On the part of HEIs, they are obligated to formulate local school internship policies and guidelines on selection, placement, monitoring, and assessment of student interns with the primary responsibility of ensuring their protection and interest. At the same time, the HEI is required to designate SIPP coordinators who shall provide pre-internship orientation to student interns prior to their deployment to internship venues. The orientation includes, among others, proper work ethics and anti-sexual harassment laws. SIPP coordinators are also tasked to validate the result of the internship of students per batch at the end of the internship period. Meanwhile, the HTEs must be able to provide an appropriate internship program, co-develop with the HEI, and follow an internship plan to be undergone by the student intern. This plan includes mentoring, providing technical training, encouraging them to develop their personality and professionalism, and to the extent possible, protecting them from physical or moral danger.
The issues and problems identified in the implementation of SIPP are as follows. Number one, potential for exploitation of students' interns if the focus shifts away from learning. Section 4 of CHED Memo number 104 explicitly states that student internships in the Philippines must not be in any way used to facilitate human trafficking under the guise of student internship. There's an inherent risk that some host training establishments or HTEs might prioritize tasks unrelated to learning or burden students with excessive workload if not properly regulated. Examples of which are students becoming liaison officers whose tasks is only to photocopy materials. Although it is mandated that the HTE is capable of providing the appropriate internship program and has the capacity to co-develop along with the HEI and follow an internship plan to be undergone by the student intern in the HTE. There are no required qualifications regarding the employees who will be assigned to the student interns. HTE may assign their employees based on their availability and not based on the skills and possible contributions they can impart to the students. Under Section 20 of the guidelines, monitoring and evaluation of student intern performance shall be a joint responsibility shared by both HEI and HTE. Additionally, the Memorandum of Agreement outlines specific roles and responsibilities of the HEI and HTE. However, it lacks specific procedures, explicit details on how monitoring and evaluation will be carried out. The absence of specific procedures such as regular audits, student feedback, site visit protocols leaves the process open to potential inconsistencies. Even though there are already guidelines for pre-internship orientation, it is not being conducted by the HEI's various reasons, such as lack of resources, both for funding and personnel. Hence, student interns are compelled to undergo internship programs with only theoretical knowledge from their coursework as credentials and lack practical knowledge of workplace expectations, making it more difficult for them to adapt to their responsibilities as interns. And it could also result in passive participation throughout the duration of the program. It is rare that an internship plan is expressly provided in the Memorandum of Agreement between the HEIs and HTEs. In fact, Due to the number of students that need to be deployed, HTEs are given wide discretion as to where the student may conduct their internship and on the tasks that can be assigned to them.
To address these issues, our group came up with the following recommendations. First, higher education and institution must safeguard student interns undergoing internship from harassment, exploitation, deplorable training conditions, and other conditions that contravene or defeat the purpose of the internship. Mechanisms for monitoring and student feedback are essential to identify and address such issues.
Second, train employees of partner HTEs regarding their responsibilities in empowering the student interns. CHED and HTEs may have a pool of on-the-job trainers of trainees in each partner company, and additional incentive may be given to them.
Third, to further strengthen the monitoring and evaluation, it is suggested to have protocols for site visits, mandating specific monitoring tools, guideline for regular communication, and systematic feedback from both students and HTE supervisors would help assess the effectiveness of the internship program.
Fourth, CHED should formulate policies for pre-internship assessment reports to be submitted by HEIs with corresponding verification mechanisms. Additionally, incentives could be given to HEIs with consistent compliance. Practical exercises simulating real-world scenarios in the workplace should also be required to be incorporated in the pre-internship syllabus or curriculum to help would-be student interns apply theories in actual practice.
And lastly, before signing the Memorandum of Agreement, HTEs shall submit a proposal of an internship plan for review and evaluation of HEIs. This internship plan must be attached or expressly provided in the Memorandum of Agreement to be given to all the parties, including the student interns.